Good morning, fresh baked, a beautiful Wednesday morning. Good morning, hi. We're here, rope drop-ish at DCA for another tutorial, a stacking tutorial, one that's going to be a little bit different. Okay, you might have seen our previous video, we did an execution showing you how to properly stack lightning lanes, one on top of the other, so that you can group them all together and just make the most use out of lightning lane. One thing about that video though, it was a pretty much ideal, perfect execution, a perfect example of how it goes. But you know, things aren't always perfect. You don't get to the park at 7:30 in the morning like I do. The park isn't as slow as it was on that day. Sometimes it's busier. And people ask, Dave, what about the holidays? What about stacking during the holidays? What about stacking from DCA? Well, we're gonna answer both of those questions this morning. And we're gonna execute a very clever, creative way of stacking lightning lanes when things aren't exactly ideal. We're arriving here at DCA, for example, at 8:30. It's 8:35 right now. We've actually already purchased our lightning lane, and we've already made our first lightning lane reservation. But this is not the ideal situation. You obviously want to get there a little sooner, you want to be at Disneyland, and you want the park to be a little bit slower. It is quite busy already this morning, this rope drop morning, so that's our goal, is to hopefully be able to show you what it's like, what that experience, how is it different when things aren't in your favor. And we are arriving here at Grizzly Peak at 8:36, and as I mentioned, we're going to be booking lightning lanes, but not for DCA. We're going to be spending our first 2.5 hours here before the park hop time at 11 a.m. at Disneyland. So we're going to be spending our time here doing attractions, you know, maybe non-lightning lane attractions, or maybe attractions that are super slow in the morning. Probably not Soarin', although that looks pretty breezy back. Oh no, they've already got it up to 45 minutes. This is what I'm talking about. It's 8:36 and it's already up to 45 minutes. There we go. That's what I'm hoping to do right now. Grizzly River Run, we're gonna hope for a situation like that. These guys got their own raft. Well, I wanna get my own raft so I can film this sucker. Before we do that, I'm gonna show you that first lightning lane reservation that we did earlier. We booked that when we first got into the park. As I mentioned, it's busier today. So that does give us an opportunity to, one of the benefits of it being a busier day is that we get to book our lightning lanes, hey, morning, at Disneyland while being at DCA. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I know this is gonna sound weird. I know this is gonna sound weird, but even though we're at DCA this morning, even though we're rope jumping DCA, it's 8:31 as I record this, we're gonna be stacking for Disneyland. Let me show you. I've got the app up right now, and we're looking at return times for DCA. We're gonna change our park. Now, the goal here is the expectation, because it's such a busy day, and this is one of those differences that you have to be mindful of when you're stacking on a busy day, a holiday week like this. It's late November, Christmas is in full swing. Return times start to get much dicier much later, quickly in the morning, especially for an attraction like Indiana Jones. We're gonna go find Indy. That's our goal for two reasons. One, because Indy is gonna be a breakdown. It's probably gonna break down, we're probably gonna get an MEP, but also because it's gonna be one that we can book now while we're in DCA. If you rope drop DCA, you start your morning at 8 a.m. at DCA, you can't book a lightning lane at Disneyland, or you can book a lightning lane at Disneyland, but only if the return time is after the park hop time at 11 a.m. For example, if the return time for Indiana Jones right now was 8:45 or 9:45, we couldn't book there. We would have to book something here at DCA. We can only book attractions that are after 11 a.m., after the park hop time. But as we can see, Indiana Jones is at 12:45. We're gonna grab that sucker now. And there you go. We've got a 12:45 return time. It is booked. Now we can modify that one later, but we may not need to, because that actually lands in our preferred window for when we start to execute these lightning lanes later on in the afternoon when we do return to Disneyland. But it's that easy. It's that easy, but like I said, it only works from here if the return time is after 11 a.m. There you go, guys. That's our start to the morning. We've already got our Indiana Jones reservation booked. It's right where we want it to be, so we can now, our clock has started. By the way, don't forget that when you're doing lightning lanes and stacking, You got to book one right away. Don't worry about when it is. It doesn't really matter when it is. What matters is that you get the clock started. So our clock has started. We've got, we're 10 minutes in. We're going to hope that Indiana Jones breaks down at some point, because our goal is to get 3 lightning lanes in stacked by, let's say, 1 p.m. And if we get an MEP, we might have a chance at a 4th. But right now we're trying to get Indiana Jones, Space Mountain, and what do you think, Big Thunder? And it looks like we might have a shot at our own raft today. All right. If you don't want to get wet like I do, I don't want to get too wet, you definitely want to sit in the middle, because you get the spillover on the edges. It comes crashing over on those edges, so you want to try to be in the middle if you can help it. You're still going to get wet. I'm still probably going to get wet, but at least I've reduced the likelihood of that happening. And let's go. Also, put your heels right there. Pick your heels up like that. That way you don't get spillover under your feet.
Why, hello, rafters. For a safe ride, be sure to stay seated with your seatbelt fastened, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the raft.
Oh God, oh God. Oh! Ah! Ah! Okay. We survived that. Oh, no! Oh, jeez. Oh! Oh God. Oh! There it is. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Oh, no. No. Oh, jeez. See? Do you see? That's what I'm talking about. It's okay, though. We're doing okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh! Oh. Okay. Whew. And we're spinning. Oh my God. Jeez. Geysers are off. Geysers are off. No geysers. I think that's good for me today. It's too early for geysers. And thank you, Tim, for an excellent whitewater adventure. Hardly got wet at all. That was pretty excellent. The strategy worked perfectly. My feet are dry. There was some spillover on the sides, but we didn't get hit, and the 2 drops were pretty much not too bad at all. So I've only got a little bit of moisture to walk off, to wear off, and now we can take a look at what's going on with our Indiana Jones lightning lane. Let's see, where's Indy now? Okay, so yeah, it has no breakdown yet. Standby's 40 minutes, return time at 12:45. We can leave it there. That's actually where I want it to be, but I feel like we're going to improve our situation with the possibility of giving MEP. If morning guys, how are you? If we try to bump that up a little bit, we're going to do a little refresh right now, just a test. I mean, I'm not going to be super aggressive about this right now, but right now the return time has moved up to 1:55. This is a busy day. If Indiana Jones is already 2 p.m. at 8:54 in the morning, hi guys, you're not looking good. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking good for being able to do a lot of stacking. Oh, there we go. Oh, I had it. Did you see that? I had it. There was a 940. Okay, so I'm trying to get this under 1245. See how it bounces around like that? This is how it works, just like the mobile order refresh. Just book a time. Just book it and then see if you can improve it and get it into the situation where you want it to be. Okay, there's one. Oh no, we already have 1245. So it's gone down there. Now, the one thing you have to be mindful of is that when you're doing this and you do get a time, it does show up to, let's say I was able to get that 9:45. You got to make sure that when you select that time, because it can change in the second, in the moment that you're booking it, it can change to 12:45 again. And I've had it happen where I thought I had a 9:45, I thought I bumped it down, but then by the time I hit the button, it was back up and I saved a later time as opposed to an earlier time. We're just going to keep doing this as we approach Pixar Pier, because I'm in the mood for Incredicoaster. And we're going to hope for a decent... Incredicoaster I think was closed when I checked it this morning, so we may not be able to do that. If not, we'll find something else to do. I'm not really concerned about what rides we do while we're here at DCA, although you can certainly, do your best to get the rides you want when you're here. Oh, there's a 940. Okay. Did I get it? Yes, I did. I'm going to confirm that change. Now, here's the thing. I've now got a 940.
I love your vlogs.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to keep that. That's interesting that it let me choose that 9:40 a.m. Wow, I just realized that. Why would it let me do that if I'm at DCA? Is it because I already booked it? Oh, wow, that's a hack that I didn't even know existed. I'm tripping out right now. I should not have been able to book that 9:40 a.m. if the other rule applied. Maybe it's because I already had it. Okay, so it's 9:40. So I'm not going to keep that, obviously, because we're not even going to be at Disneyland between 9:40 and 10:40 a.m. I'm hoping that we get an MEP. Hi, good morning. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Oh my gosh, my family loves your...
Well, thank you, I appreciate that. Oh, there we go.
Thanks.
Right, thank you, have a great day. So we're gonna watch that, and at some point between 9:40 and 10:40, I'm gonna have to modify that to another time. Well, hopefully it's within our range, though. That's the scary part, is that we saw those return times acting at about 2 o'clock. So we may wind up not landing. Hi guys, good morning. We may wind up not landing on Indiana Jones, but again, that's really I'm not even trying to go on Indiana Jones, to be honest. I'm only doing it for the potential of getting an MEP. If I did 3 completely other attractions besides Indy, I'd be fine. Space Mountain, Big Thunder, those are probably more important to me than Indiana Jones. You may have noticed that I was walking into the Incredicoaster area. I thought there was a queue forming.
All right, let's check your height.
So I thought that perhaps the attraction had already opened. Maybe because they are testing vehicles. I saw them testing some empties. So we may be rope dropping a breakdown here. Sure enough, waited about 5 minutes and we are now heading into the queue, having rope dropped Incredicoaster breakdown. Both sides are open, Fresh Bake. Both sides are open. Wow, we just passed a whole bunch of folks. Both sides are open.
Welcome to the Incredicoaster. I'm Elastigirl.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa! Oh, God. 9:23, and this is why you have to be here right away after a breakdown. You cannot be a little bit late, even a little bit late. This is what it looks like now at 9:23. This is maybe 10, hi guys? This is maybe 10 minutes after I got off the ride. And the posted wait time is now 55. They filled this queue up fast. We did it in 5 because we were right here when it reopened. But if you're even 15 minutes late this morning, wow. It's gonna be a busy day today, which means it's gonna be tricky to do better than getting 3 lightning lanes stacked by 1 p.m. Let's check in on things. Let's check in on Indiana Jones, our 9:40 reservation to see if, hey, thank you, to see if it's gotten, an MEP. And there you go, at 9:25, we still have our 9:40 reservation, so it has not had a breakdown. We have not received an MEP. Let me talk about that. Let's take a brief minute to talk about why you want an MEP. I don't want to ride Indiana Jones today. What I want is a 4th lightning lane. I want a shot at getting more than just the 3, because you can book one every 2 hours. Did we even get into that? There's a 2-hour cooldown. You make a lightning lane reservation, you can't book another one until 2 hours pass if you're stacking. Stacking is about waiting. It's about not booking another one right away. You can, I could, for example, have booked the 9:40 Indiana Jones, gone and ride it and booked another one. But that's not the optimal, that's not how you save time. That's just going one procedurally after another. Not the least bit optimal when it comes to, getting the most use out of lightning lane. What you're trying to do is push them off and then wait that 2-hour cooldown. You could, there are folks who just want to casually use their lightning, and you could definitely do that, but you're gonna be limited to, hi guys, all right. You're gonna be limited to, the number of rides you can enjoy in that way, especially on a busy day like today, especially when the return times start getting progressively later and later in the afternoon. For example, if you wanted to ride Space Mountain right now, let's say you did ride that Indiana Jones at 9:40, or actually it's not even 9:40 yet. Let's say you chose you're going to do that. You'd be waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you'd finally, okay, 9:40 is here, and you could book another lightning lane after you check in. And you wanted to do Space Mountain next, right? Let's see what Space Mountain says. 1 o'clock. So whether you wanted to or not, you're already in a stacking mode, because now you can't get another one. Even if you book that now, that Space Mountain now, you're not going to be able to get another one until 11:40 after you have checked in to Indiana Jones and you've booked that Space Mountain. This is all theoretical. It's obviously it's or not even theoretical. It's actually fact, but it's just an example. So if you're on a busy day, if they're going to make you wait, you might as well stack and then try the refresh and get things where you want them. So an MEP, getting back to that conversation, the reason why you want an MEP is because when it happens, if Indiana Jones were to break down right now, they would convert my lightning lane into an MEP. That MEP can be used for any attraction that is at the same level as the one that broke down. But Indiana Jones is tier, I forget what they number the tiers, or tier 1. It's top tier. The only thing higher than Indiana Jones is Rise of Resistance, which doesn't actually qualify. It's the highest tier. So I could then use that Indiana Jones for Space Mountain if I wanted to. Any attraction that's on the same tier as Indiana Jones. Plus, and this is the real bonus, plus the clock resets. Right? So I don't have to wait. If it breaks down right now at 9:40, I don't have to wait until 10:30. I booked my first lightning lane at 8:30. That 2-hour cooldown goes to 10:30. But if it breaks down now at 9:40, I can book another lightning lane within that. Now I can make one now. So I'm hoping Indiana Jones breaks down. I'm hoping it does. I don't even want to ride it. I picked Indiana Jones because it is the most likely attraction to break down. It's the most likely attraction to have issues in the morning. It's the most likely attraction, maybe Runaway Railway breaks down, a bit. Let me think. Don't pick Haunted Mansion. Don't start with Space Mountain. Maybe make that your second or third. The idea, because you really only need the one. You're just hoping for that MEP, and then that gives us a possibility of getting a new lightning lane earlier than we had, we're going to with the 2-hour cooldown. It gives us a shot at getting 4 lightning lanes at 1 p.m. instead of 3. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the tip board and see what the other return times are like. Let's see if they're, you know, in that neighborhood of 1 p.m. Let's see, Autopia is already 9:50. Oh no, that's okay. It's 9:30 already. Big Thunder is at noon, so if we wanted to, we could pick that one as our next attraction. Buzz is now, let's see, Haunted Mansion's 11:30. That's actually one that you could put off a little bit. You can still put that one off. It's just a 2-hour return. Let's see, Smart World is now, but I wouldn't want to ride that right now anyway. Let's see, Matterhorn is 10:45. That's another one we could put off. We can put that one off until later. When I say we can put it off, it means that it'll be available to us later on this afternoon if we wanted to keep stacking those lightning lanes. You want to try to book the ones that are going to have the longest return time. Something like if it's 9:30 now, attractions that are in the 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. range. You want to get those as your cool down ones, and have Matterhorn and Haunted Mansion still be available when that next cool down expires. When the second cool down expires, you can add Matterhorn or Haunted Mansion on top of that without it being for 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If you waited to book Space Mountain, it would be 5, 6, 7 p.m. or something like that. Runaway Railway, we can put off. Smuggler's Run, definitely we can put off. Let's see, and then Roger Rabbit we could put off. And there's Space Mountain at 12:35. We actually saw it at 1 p.m. earlier, so that's, it's probably not 12:35. It's probably, let's see if I can't do it. That's right. There we go, it refreshed. Let's see if it moves back up to, yeah, now it's at 1:05. So that's the one, that's probably the one we're gonna wanna book next. Either that or Big Thunder. Big Thunder's at noon right now. And then Star Tours is 9:30. Rise, we can't book, and Tiana's 9:45. So we're not doing too bad right now. In spite of it being a busy day, we're still in a pretty good shape for booking a third or a fourth attraction if it becomes available. Or if you're not, we have a window, right? I'm trying to set a window at 1 p.m., but if you're here all day, you're in good shape. You're still in good shape. Just book Space Mountain next at 10:30, or if you get the MEP, right now it's 9:30. We still have an hour to wait. I'm expecting that Space Mountain in the next hour to move up to probably 3 or 4 o'clock actually, by the time we get to in the next hour. But that's okay. That's okay, because we're gonna move that one down later. We're gonna do the refresh when that time comes. We're gonna do the refresh and try to get that back down to our 1 o'clock window. And we've got some time to kill still. After that discussion, it is now 9:44 as I sit here. We've got another hour and 15 minutes to kill at DCA, and since I'm not, it's not urgent that I, maximize my rides today. It's more about stacking into Disneyland. Thought I would stop and get a snack, something that I haven't had before. It's the breakfast empanada, pardon me. And I was really excited about this. The picture looked great. It's like a ham and cheese croissant, but instead of a croissant, it's in an empanada. It's ham and cheese in there, and it looks delicious, right? But here's the actual result. That is the ham and cheese empanada, and it is. Oh, you know what? I got it. The light is here is bad, so let me rotate that camera just a bit. There we go. Now we've got cars landing the geodesic dome behind us. This is kind of an embarrassing, tiny little thing. When she handed it to me, I'm like, are you kidding? It's so very small and not at all golden like the picture showed. I'm hoping it still tastes good, but it's just going to be melted ham and or cheese. It's still a little bit warm. That's good. Hi guys, good morning. How are you? It's still pretty warm, so that's good. But I'm expecting this to be very much like a ham and cheese croissant, but in an empanada. Well, it's exactly that. The ham is pretty good. The cheese, not quite melted enough. It has a texture to it that suggests that it may have cooled down, got hot and then cooled down. But yeah, in order for this to be really good, I think I would have preferred this to have a much crispier, more golden baked texture on the outside. The empanada itself is a little crumbly, a little too flaky. This is $9. That's not a particularly good value. It does come with some sauce, some green sauce. It's give that a shot. I have a feeling this is going to be delicious. Yeah. Wow. That does save the experience a little bit. In addition, over, let's say, the regular ham and cheese croissant, that doesn't, you don't get a dipping sauce with those. So this adds a little bit more flavor. That was really quite good. I'm becoming such a fan of green sauce lately. Yeah, probably not the best value. It's on the cart, by the way. As you pass by the bakery tour on your way to Cars Land from Pixar Pier, right across from Sonoma Terrace. That's where, so that little ODV cart there. If you're wondering where I got this. Hopefully I got some B-roll that I can include over this while. And I forgot to take some. I'm gonna have to remember to do that when I'm done. But before we do that, let's check in on our reservation. I got a notification that it was time, my Lightning Lane reservation was become available. And it has not broke down. I have until 10:40 to change my time or to change my attraction, which I may have to start thinking about that soon, because if I were to edit this, for example, if I were to try to edit this, eventually it'll pop up. Okay, Indiana Jones. There it is. If I go to modify, my guess is Space Mountain is starting to get further off into the day. Big Thunder, 1 p.m., that is in our window. But Space Mountain, that's still technically in the window. Our 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. window, it's still technically there. But in the next, if we wait another 20, 30 minutes, it's probably, it'll be okay. We can probably adjust it down. So we're still on track for moving this to Space Mountain, because you can do that. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned that. We talked about, using the refresh hack to change your time, to try to get an earlier time. If I'm let's say it's at 4:25 now and I don't want that, I can refresh and hope it goes down to 4:10, or something like that. You can also select a new experience. You can change your attraction. Never cancel, always modify. So if you decide you don't want Indiana Jones, not just that you don't want that Indiana Jones return time, but you don't want that attraction at all, I can switch it. I can switch it to any of these attractions, and the clock keeps running. And that's the key, because when you cancel, the clock stops and it starts over. I've got another 40 minutes on this clock. I've been on this clock for now 1 hour and 20 minutes. If I were to cancel, it would go back to 2 hours. If I modify, I get to keep that clock going, and I can make another one in another 40 minutes. So I could change that to Big Thunder or Space Mountain now at 1:30. Oh, it actually went down. It went down from 1:50 to 1:30. So I think we're still in good shape. Let's finish our breakfast here and then go find something else to do. I can hear that Mater's calling me right now. Oh my gosh, that says 40 minutes. Oh my gosh, they've got us turning left. Oh my gosh, and it's still just 10 o'clock in the morning. It is busy in the parks for the holiday season. I'm gonna get in this thing just to see what it's like. But that's an incredible turnout here at Mater's Junkyard Jamboree for 10 a.m. I guess since we have some time to kill in this standby queue, we can maybe do the maintenance, our Lightning Lane maintenance with Indiana Jones. So there is our Indiana Jones reservation. It's still there at 9:40. It did not break down. So we're not gonna get an MEP yet. We're not getting one yet. Now the question is, do I edit this? Do I edit Indiana Jones to a later return time? You do that if you still want to ride Indiana Jones, or do I just pick another attraction and get that into my window? I think I'm going to do that for my own personal preferences. I think what I want to do is change this to Space Mountain so that I can get that into the window. But it could be your preference that you do want to ride Indiana Jones. Populating. Okay, let's find Indy. So there it is, there's 9:40, we're gonna modify. Okay, and now it's 5 o'clock. See, I don't like that. I'm officially out of the Indiana Jones business right now. You can still choose that, and then you can fit. You know, if you're here all day, right? If you're here all day, that's fine. You just come back to Indiana Jones at 5 p.m. It's not a big deal. If you're here all day, that's still great, and you could still, if you do that, you could still keep your cool down clock in effect. However, because I want to ride something before I leave, I am going to change that to Space Mountain. So I'm scrolling, and there is a 220, and oh, look at that. See, I told you, the time changes. Now it's saying it's 10:20. I don't want that. I don't want 10:20. That's still too soon. It does. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. So let's see. We'll go back. I'm going to refresh. And now it's 12:30. There we go, 12:30. I'm going to confirm that change at 10:07. And now I no longer have a lightning lane for Indiana Jones. Eventually. And the great thing about this, by the way, this is where the app wins. This is where the app wins, as opposed to, you know, everybody wanted. I wish it were more analog and fast passes and paper fast passes. I couldn't do this with paper fast pass. I could not do this. I would have to be at Space Mountain right now to get this fast pass. I don't know why this is taking so long. So let's try moving to the tip board. I can only do this by getting into the app. So if you're not a fan of that, I wish there was just both. That's what I'm saying. I wish we had the both, but it's never going to happen, guys. Never going to happen. We're never going to paper fast pass ever again. Those days are 100% over. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't. And there we go. There's our Space Mountain for 12:35, and our clock is still going. I can show you. Let's just say I wanted to book Star Tours. It'll tell you it's too soon, and I can book one at 10:32 a.m. By the way, I should note, you can, if you want to know when your next available window is, you don't have to go in to try to book one. You can just look at the top of your tip board, and it'll say you can book at 10:32 a.m. Not even 40 minutes. Ha! That's actually a really good time for that, how deep that queue was. We did that in 19 minutes. Incredible. Yeah, the good news. Oh! The good news is not only are we getting to ride Mater in just 20 minutes, but by the time we get done with this, it'll be time to book our second lightning lane. We'll be out of here at about 10:32 exactly, I would guess, or something close to that. And then we got a half an hour more here at DC, and then we'll head over to Disneyland. Oh my God. Oh my God, I love Maters. Oh no. I've been holding on. Not a lot of booty slide. Are we done already? I barely got any booty slide out of that one. Okay, well, we're a little bit late. 5 minutes late. I walked over to Avengers Campus to get a refill of my water. So we're 5 minutes, it's time, it's 10:37. Let me get this going. So we're 5 minutes into our window. Space Mountain is still going. It's still available, it has not broke down. So let's book our next lightning lane. And we're gonna, what are we doing? Big Thunder, I think was what we were thinking. Hi guys, how are you? I think we're looking at, we could do Indiana Jones. We could. Actually, that gives us, no, it will not give us an opportunity for an MEP. It's too far into the future. We're less likely to get an MEP there. But we can check out Big Thunder's at 2:30. I mean, yeah, we'll take that one. We'll take Big Thunder. And then That's at 2:30. We're trying to get these into the 1:30 or 1 to 2 p.m. window. So actually, I'm just going to go ahead and let's see. Where'd it go? We go back in there. Go find Big Thunder. It's still at 2:30. We'll go modify, and let's just see if we can't work that down right now. It's already 2:15. We'll take that. Just go ahead and, see, that's what I was talking about. It changed. See that? It went from 2:15 to 2:35. So say X that out. Refresh again. Well, it does say. Oh, there's 2:15 again. We'll try it again. No, dude. It still puts us at 2:35. Go back. Oh, there it goes. Now it updated. 2:35. Okay, now we start refreshing. Refresh. I'm just going to do this for a little bit while we have a moment while we're sitting here. 2:25. I'm not going to bother bringing that down. That's just 5 minutes. The goal is to get this somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock. There's 1:40. 1:40. Okay, good. The redeem between is what we're looking at. Is that redeem between time? If that lines up with what you just did, then go ahead and confirm. And that's done. And now we're at 1:40. So we're in our window. We've got Space Mountain at 12:30, between 12:35 and 1:35, and then Big Thunder between 1:40 and 2. I actually think I want to maybe even try to do better than that, just in case. If we can get 4 even before 1 p.m., see, our next available window is going to be at 12:37. So we're definitely. I mean, obviously, we're getting 3. Oh! 11:45. Is that too soon? Oh no! Look at that. See, redeem between 2:40 now. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. 12:20. I like that. Was I too late? Did I take too long? Nope, I was too late. I took too long to click. These things go quickly. The mobile order, you're much less likely, when you do the mobile order refresh, you're more likely to capture that time. But on Lightning Lane, they go fast. There we go. Okay, we got the 120. You know, I'm good with that. We got 120. So now we're at 12:35 to 1:35 for space. Big Thunder at 120. Don't worry about that warning that says you have overlapping plans. I like overlapping plans. Thank you very much. Let's go find something else to do. Time enough for Mike and Sully to the rescue. Not be a standby though. Not be a standby, because standby is 45 minutes and it's probably more than that. I just took a peek back there and that queue looks disgusting. It looks so deep. So I did finally take the advantage. Oops, I was upside down. Of the Buddy Pass, which is, well, here's your queue for that, but it's at least better than waiting in. I don't know if you can see the back of the queue it's at the end. It's full. They're using all the planners and it's all the way towards you. We would hit the back of the queue. Those guests are going to hit the back of the queue as they around that hedge. So it's going to be all of that 45 minutes. I've never actually clocked Buddy Pass. Other than I've always just walked on. Whenever I've done Buddy Pass, I've never actually clocked a queue. So I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but it's okay. I'm not trying to get out of here at 11. I'm not trying to park hop right away at 11 because we're not trying to ride any of those rides until 1 o'clock anyway. And I don't need to be, hey guys, I don't need to be in the park, as we've obviously shown. I don't need to be in the park in order to make those reservations, so I can keep screwing around here at Disney if I wanted to until our first return time at 12:30.
My Buddy Pass line, please make sure you move all the way up, stand side by side with your party. Please move all the way up, stand side by side with your party.
I'm standing side by side. That actually went quicker than I thought. That was just 6 minutes to get to this point. That queue looked pretty healthy, but here we are 6 minutes later.
Hello. If you are new to the area, the Monstropolis Chamber of Commerce would like to welcome you.
Birthday! I thought you cared about me! I understand!
For your OE respondent to a 2319 process that reported to the scene where...
Well, there you go. That's Monsters Inc. 15 minutes all in, ride included. That was perfect timing. It actually takes us to 11:05, and so we are going to go ahead and conduct the park hop leaving DCA now. Let's see. We're gonna head over to Disney. I mean, again, I don't have any rides. I mean, we could do non-Lightning Lane attraction standby stuff. That's gonna be planned. Maybe get some else to eat. I'm still starving. But we gotta wait till 12:30 at least for our first Lightning Lane. We've got 2 in the can. We could book another one at 12:38, our third, and hopefully that one won't be too far into the future. This is why this is why you set aside. That's why you focus on the big ones, Indiana Jones, Space Mountain, that kind of thing. Focus on the big ones early, so that when it's time to get your third one, it's not far off into the future. Matterhorn and Haunted Mansion are probably going to be available to us in that same kind of window. We're hoping it's only going to be 2 or 3 hours into the future, and then I can hopefully work that one down. So, you want to book the biggest ones first. Indiana Jones, Space Mountain, whatever attractions push out the earliest, the longest. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I know this is complicated, but I feel like if I just keep doing these videos, eventually it'll sink in, right? Let's hop and find out what we can do next at Disneyland. Hi. Oh my God, such a different vibe. Arriving at Disneyland. This happens to me every time when I start at DCA and then come to Disneyland. It's always just such a change in vibe. It's less obvious to me when I go the other way, when I start at Disneyland and go to DCA. But man, I just feel so good whenever I arrive here, and we're gonna do something that is one of my favorite things in the world to do. You can hear that train coming into the station. Again, we're not doing Lightning Lane attractions, we're doing standby because we're saving our Lightning Lanes for later. We can't book one anyway until 12:30, so we're gonna get on this train. I don't think we're gonna make that one now. Maybe we'll see. Oh, no, there goes the gate. Oh well, I don't mind waiting. I like sitting out here. While we have a minute, we can do a quick check on the app, and I'm still seeing that Space Mountain and Big Thunder are both operational. We're still live for those. No breakdowns yet, no MEPs yet.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station.
Wow. Yeah, it's busy here too. There's the back of the queue over there for the Mint Julep bar around the corner. Or is that? No, those are loiterers. That's the back of the queue. Okay, so that's not as bad. I can't tell if it's extending in that direction or not. They don't want you going that way. They'd rather you going that way.
To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside
Do a little recon at Haunted Mansion. It's not too bad right now. They're not using the greenhouse. They are in Leota's garden though. Doesn't look too bad either. To be honest, that's pretty good right there. They're not in the garden.
Louis the alligator.
That's a good. It's a hot day today, by the way. It is hot today, so that's not bad. We got Santa Ana winds, so the temperatures are in the 80s. Morning. Morning. All right.
As we steam past Hungry Bear Park, entering the frontier, as it looked more than
it's already 77 degrees right now at 11.
This is my favorite part of
30.
the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. Traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown.
Oh, Geppetto and Pinocchio are here. How delightful. Decided to jump off here in Fantasyland because I want to go catch some dark rides while we wait for our next booking schedule time. So yeah, normally I would do a full tour because I love the full tour on the Disneyland Railroad. But yeah, let's go check out Fantasyland. We got some time to kill. Four cups left to go. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups to go. 2 teals remaining. There goes 1 teal. And another, oh, way to go, teal. Today, teal beat yellow, purple, red. Great job. Oh, wait, no, those were green. Teal is still last. Wow, look at that, we got teal, all right. Nobody picks teal. You should put that on a t-shirt. I did. Well, while we're spinning, let me take a minute to explain, or to help sort of justify why we stack rather than taking that default. What your instinct says, get to the park, buy Lightning Lane, see Indiana Jones, use it, see Space Mountain, use it. The instinct is to do that. Why the actual effective use is almost the opposite of that, because what you don't want to do is pay $40 for Lightning Lane, which is how much it costs today, and then use it on the first ride you see here at 8 a.m., Space Mountain at 8 a.m., and save 10 minutes, 5 minutes. That's, you can rope drop Space Mountain standby and do it in 10 or 15 minutes, right? That's all you saved, is about 5 of those minutes. If you use that Space Mountain now. Same for Indiana Jones. You can ride Indiana Jones pretty freely for the first hour and a half of the morning on rope drop. So the purpose, the point of Lightning Lane is to save time. If we agree on that, then the goal is to save the most time possible. And the way you save the most time possible is by using that Lightning Lane in the middle of the day, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, or even later, when the wait is an hour. When I go use my Lightning Lane now, or in a little bit for Space Mountain, I'm going to save whatever that post wait time is, an hour, maybe 80 minutes, instead of saving 5 or 10 minutes. You've wasted $40 if you start hitting Lightning Lanes immediately. If you start hitting Lightning Lanes at 8 a.m., is the point I'm making. What you should be doing is hitting non-Lightning Lane attractions, standby attractions, like the Teacups, or Mark Twain, or the train, or Jungle Cruise, that kind of thing. Do those while you're stacking so that you get those out of the way. So you're not doing those at the busiest time of day. You want to be doing Lightning Lane attractions that you've saved at the busiest time of day. Now, the issue, the variable when it comes to this is how many are you able to collect on a busy day, which is why we're making this video, because the wait times are much further out than they would have been, let's say, when we did our last stacking video. Oop, there we go. Where everything was just kind of lining up very well. Right now, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're still in our window, but it's less likely that we could keep doing that as the day goes on, which is, again, why we're doing the biggest ones first. But that's why you do it. If you're asking, why can't I just go to Indiana Jones, use it? Hi guys, how are you? Why can't I just use it and then I can use it again right away? Why do I have to wait 2 hours? You don't have to. You don't. But that's not the optimal way to do it. That's not the way that you save the most time. The way you save the most time is by stacking, putting them off into the afternoon so that you're using them when it's super packed, when the park is at its busiest, and you're saving 60, 70 minutes per attraction instead of 5. In fact, in reality, you could push this stuff off all day. I'm choosing to do it in the 1 o'clock window because I've got somewhere to be at 5 o'clock this afternoon, so I'm not going to be here. But you could push those Lightning Lanes as far out into the future as one. You could stack every single thing out into 5, 6, 7 p.m. and do nothing but standby attractions all afternoon, like we're doing now. You could just do that all day and stack every possible Lightning Lane into the future. Probably won't be possible today, though, I don't think, on this busier day, but theoretically, that's something that you could do.
Activate that loading switching over to that. Por favor, permanezca sentado.
Sudden change of scenery, I know. We are in Galaxy's Edge because I booked a mobile order here at Docking Bay 7 to try a new dish here for the holidays, a new seasonal dish. We're gonna get into that, and while we're doing that, the clock should be coming up. It's 12:19 now. While we're eating, we should be able to book our last lightning lane, our third lightning lane, and then hope still, there's nothing has come up on MEP, no breakdown so far for either Big Thunder or Space Mountain. Matter of fact, Indiana Jones hasn't broke down either. So we haven't missed anything on that as well. So we may just wind up getting those 3 lightning lanes. Oh boy. Doubtful we'll be able to find a place to sit anywhere in this area, but we're gonna do our best. So look at the queue. This is the mobile order pickup queue. Wow, how busy is this? All right, we managed to find a spot. We managed to get our food in a pretty quick. We did another refresh on, I didn't film it, but we had booked the mobile order for $12.55. Which would have been about 40 minutes from the time that I was booking it. 40 minutes out for Docking Bay 7. I managed to refresh that down to now. I got a now, which is great. So we're already at our table at 12:27, ready to eat. And what we've got here is the kublog curry. No idea what kublog is. I'm going to assume it's curry spice shrimp because that's what we're looking at. Herb rice, curry spice shrimp, creamy chicken curry, cilantro, and feta crumbles. And I have to say, and this is often the case at Docking Bay 7, the plating is absolutely amazing. for Disney food, right? The plating looks great. This looks really appetizing. I love curry and I love shrimp. I've never had curry shrimp before, and I'm hoping this tastes as good as it looks. That chicken curry looks like gravy, so I'm hoping my brain does not try to trick me on that, but I love gravy. So I want it to taste like gravy, but I know it's not. Looks like there's 3 pieces of shrimp, an ample amount of that chicken curry, and I'm just gonna go ahead and soak that in there. You know what, before I take that bite, there you go. It's about half of that shrimp bite. I'm really looking forward to this. Cheers, Fresh Baked. No? That was pretty darn good. The shrimp by itself is good. The shrimp is not overly chewy. Sometimes if you overcook a shrimp, you let it cook too long, it gets chewy and tough. That is not the case here. That was pretty delicate almost, very enjoyable. The curry is very enjoyable as well, very tasty, flavorful. I would have liked it to be more curry-like. It'll have a little bit of that curry note to it. It was, if anything, it was not strong enough, but there's still plenty of good flavor on there. Let's try it again. There we go. A little more of the curry taste on that one. We'll get into some of that herb rice next. Cheers. Very good as well. Sticky, but not too sticky, and it's not too strong a flavor. It's a nice mild note on that, so it combines well with the shrimp and the curry sauce. Doesn't get in the way. This is really delicious. The only thing I'm not finding, and we'll take a look again, the only thing I'm not finding is any of that feta crumbles. I don't taste them anyway. And I can't identify them because the curry sauce is so. By the way, I think that was 4 pieces of shrimp, but I can't locate them visually in the sauce, so I don't know if that feta crumbles are present in there. I'm not tasting them. But again, everything else is there. Everything else is present. Everything else tastes pretty good. I'm giving this 4 out of 5. Now let me finish this, and then we're gonna get back to work. Cheers, Fresh Baked. 12:48 has arrived. As we head towards our first Lightning Lane destination, we can turn in Space Mountain right now, so that's where we're heading, Tomorrowland. So let's, along the way, see what we can find. What's our next stop? I think what was our third? Well, we were gonna do Indiana Jones, but that's not on the table anymore because Indiana Jones, we'll scan through here. I mean, we could, theoretically. It's for 4:10 p.m. That's outside of our range. I could, theoretically, try to use that or get it and then try to bring it down. Wow, look at Haunted Mansion. Now, that was unexpected. Haunted Mansion, I thought might hang around, be available to us during that window, but that does not look good. Let's see, Matterhorn, 5:10. See, this is the risk. When it's busy, the return times start to escalate quickly. And then there's Runaway Railway at 4:40. I don't hate that option, but I think I'm gonna try the Matterhorn. I'm gonna book the Matterhorn for 5:10. Okay, and then I gotta hope that I can refresh that down to something in that 1 to 2 p.m. window. That's gonna be a challenge. That's gonna be a challenge. So that there is our current situation with Lightning Lane. Space Mountain at 12:30, Big Thunder at 1:20, and Matterhorn at 5:10. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm on my way to Space Mountain. I'm gonna see if I can't work that one down. Stay tuned. Got it down to 2:45. Oh, boom. Let's get that. Come on, baby. Come on, one-time deal. Yes! That was easy. We didn't even get to the hub. Cut that. We didn't get to the hub, but I'm going to redo it now. We didn't even get to the hub. We didn't even get to the hub before we got that thing down to, what was it? 125. So now we are in that zone. Guys, the next half an hour is going to be awesome. And it's not even over for the MEP situation. We haven't got one all day. Nothing has broke down, which is great, by the way, for the park and for guests. But for those of us who are trying to stack, not so much, but it's not over. We got 3 attractions now on the app where if any of those break down, that's an MEP of varying degrees. Although Space Mountain and Indiana Jones are on the same tier. Big Thunder, I think, is on the second tier, or the tier below that. So we still have an opportunity for one of those to break down and get an MEP and start that clock over, which we are now. We're in a new clock. We started on a new clock at 12:48, so we're only 8 minutes in. This is the perfect time. The perfect time, huh, guys? For something to break down right now on us. Damn, you guys. Tomorrowland is popping right now. Whew. I haven't even looked recently at what the return time is for Space Mountain, but we're not going to have to worry. Oh, it says 50 minutes. I can see it from here. It says 50 minutes. That's actually quite good, but we don't have to worry about that. Another great reason to start with Space Mountain, or to move that high up on your list. Great opportunity to save time with Space Mountain. The mix point on this sucker is like, you got maybe 5 minutes. Once you mix in the Space Mountain queue, it's about 5 minutes to the vehicle. It's amazing. Whereas Indiana Jones, by the way, you're probably 20 minutes from the vehicle when you mix with standby. All right, here we go. First one of the day. And we are green. Pardon me, folks. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Now this is where we start to get a little interesting with the return times now, or the next available reservation point, because we've cashed one in. Our next availability to book is 2:25. So normally it would have been 2:48. It is now 2:25 because we've used one, and now our window is set for earlier in the day, I guess. We'll see how. I'm pretty. Sometimes I'm not positive on things like this because I've seen times change. But there we go. We have an opportunity to book one a little sooner than we might normally would have under the 2-hour cooldown. as much as I'm not a fan of Lightning Lane Fast Pass in terms of what it does to standby and how it's not an even, it's not a very democratic, you know, system. It sure does work, man. We're darn near our vehicle in about, it'll be 10 minutes total by the time we get to our vehicle, against a 50-minute posted wait time. I didn't check the back of the queue, but Space Mountain posted wait time is hardly ever wrong. Okay. Space Mountain's always a bit of a energy rush. It's a boost. It's a second wind. I'm cooking right now. Off to our next destination. I guess we could do either Big Thunder or Matterhorn. Arriving at Big Thunder at 1:18, which is within our window. Our return time is for 1:20. You get 5 minutes ahead of your return time, so I could have gotten here as early as 1:15. So we're in good shape on that. 45 minutes though, that's a very comfortable return time for standby. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But we're gonna pass those guys up just the same. Go. What a delight. Two down, one to go. In that one to go, Matterhorn, oh my God, we found our nastiest lightning lane situation yet. Wow, look at that. Wow, wow, wow. What is this gonna take? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? What do you think? This is one of those nasty lightning lane queues that makes me scared when I get in. Anytime I start thinking about getting into Matterhorn standby, which is posted at 50 minutes right now. And the answer was 3 minutes. That took 3 minutes to scan, probably another 6 or 7 minutes to get to our vehicle. And at this point, we have a couple of options. I personally, the way we handled this, I could keep booking, start stacking again, reboot, because I can make a reservation now. And so I could keep trying to stack again. I could go after, Haunted Mansion. Let's see. Well, you know what? Yeah, we're recording. Where are we at? How many do I have left? Not many. Haunted Mansion, that's at 7:40. We could try Indiana Jones again. Actually, it did go down. It finally did break down, so that did happen. Smallwood, we could book a Smallwood for this evening because of the lights. We could do something like that. Let's see, keep going. We could do Matterhorn, Runaway Railways up to 10 o'clock. See, it's starting to get late, so this is one of those situations where, or one of those examples again, why it's harder to stack, deep stack, during a busy day, but it's also even more impossible to just try to do it, like I said, the instinctive way where you just book one, ride it, book one, ride it. You're not going to get anything done. You'd be much better off stacking in this situation than you would just trying to book one and ride one. We could do that. I'm looking at the 325 for Smuggler's Run. We can do that, or we could take this opportunity if we want to do anything that's happening now. For example, go back to the top. Where was Buzz? Buzz Lightyear is at 220. We could book that 220 and actually, while we're in the queue, try to, finagle that down, but we could ride that now, perhaps. Star Tours. That's usually a now. Let's see. Star Tours, also 220, same thing. We could go for those. We could go for both of those and knock those out now and then start stacking again into the evening. Actually, I want to see how that works. I'm going to try to book that Buzz and see how hard it is to get that down to now. Well, there's already a 150, and then we're done. It's done. If it stays that way, okay, we did it. So that wasn't very difficult at all, if I were so inclined. The important thing is, no matter what you do, is to get the clock going again, to get that 2-hour cooldown going again. I booked it, and now I have the option of riding that, cash that in as soon as we're done with this, and then booking another one, either Star Tours or getting back into the stacking thing. Or like I said, I could have just kept stacking. By the way, you know what, while we're doing, because we're not going to ride these, so let's actually modify that now. That was pretty easy, right? Let's modify to, I want to write Tiana's while the sun is still up, right? So we'll modify to Tiana's. We'll book that 7 p.m. and then
adventurers to a breathtaking bobsled run down Matterhorn Mountain. Before you reach the
it didn't refresh.
Please observe the
there we go.
Overhead. And once on board,
modify that and start spamming again, refreshing, and seeing if we can't work that down to something like 4 or 5 o'clock. The important thing is that the clock has already started running, and we're going to keep doing this until my battery dies or we get on the Matterhorn just to see what happens. We did almost this exact same scenario in our stacking video, and I did wind up getting a Tiana's in like an hour. Just an hour from now, I mean.
Hold on for a thrilling alpine adventure.
Oh, I missed it. I was watching the queue and I didn't see it. What? Number 3, all right. Well, we didn't make it. I had a chance. There was a 4 and I lost it. I lost the opportunity to book it, but we could have. We'll pick this up after we finish our Matterhorn ride.
Y mantenga las manos bajo sus pies.
Oh God! Ah! This is supposed to be the less rough side. Ah! Ah! Oh my gosh! Whew. Oh my goodness! There you go, man. We just knocked out 3 of the biggest attractions here at Disneyland in about 45 minutes. That's pretty amazing, right? Thanks to Lightning Lane, of course, but stacking is worked pretty well today. We did the best I think we did about as good as you're gonna do, and like I said, we can keep going. As a matter of fact, I wanna get back to the app real quick as we walk it out to see if, to show you guys, you know, what else might be possible. But that's what this video is about what is possible, what you can do. Examples, you know, booking from DCA for Disneyland and how to do that, how to manage your reserved lightning lanes so that you can, you know, negotiate those times down, how to push them out if you need to, or bring them down if you need to. But anyway, let's see. We're recording. Okay, as I mentioned, we have the Tiana's Bayou Adventure at 7. I was going to try to see if I can't bring that down to 4 if I wanted to ride that in the afternoon. But I would say the ideal, the best recommendation I can make is to keep, hi guys, how are you? The best recommendation I can make is to keep going for the highest one, whichever the longest one is. If you want to ride it, that is. If you want to ride, for example, Indiana Jones Adventure. Oops. Oh no, I'm going to lose that. There was an 8 o'clock. If you want to ride Indy, if that's still part of your plan, then we'll go to Tiana's. Where are we at? There we go. We'll modify that. And now we'll go see what's up with Indy. See, now it's 10:35. I'm just going to go ahead and book that because whatever. We're going to book that for 10:35 and then try to bring that one down. The clock is still going. The clock is still going as of whenever we checked in at the Matterhorn. So we'll go back to that and see what kind of result we can get here. 10:40 is late, I agree. And personally, I would not do that. I don't recommend Lightning Lane. If you're gonna be here all night, if you're gonna be here at 10:40, you can go standby, okay? At 10:40, standby is pretty agreeable at 10:40. But I'm doing this just to show you, you know, kind of like I said, what's possible. You know, it's, matter of fact, I don't even know why I'm doing this, to be honest. I think I was better off with that 7 o'clock Tiana's and bringing that down. But you know what, as a matter of fact, yeah, at this point, just go standby. If you're gonna be here at 10:40, of course the goal was, you know what, the goal was to try to bring that down. Let's see if it happens. Let's see how well we can do in the next 10 minutes or so. It's actually going up still. I don't understand booking at 10:40, to be honest. I don't understand people who are actually choosing that for real. It's a walk-on practically. Or maybe not a walk-on, but 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. Yeah, it's practically nothing. I don't like booking Indiana Jones Lightning Lanes because you only save the time in the exterior queue. At that time of night, you guys, at 10:30, there's probably not gonna be much queue out there in the exterior. The mix point is so early on in the queue that you don't get a lot of observable benefit. I'm rambling because I'm trying to multitask here. Okay. Why would you book it? You know what I mean? Oh, there we go, we got it 8 o'clock. Did we keep it? Did we get to keep it? Yes, okay, we can confirm that. So now that's a little bit more like a thing, right? That's a little bit more, you know, beneficial. 8 o'clock, okay. 8 o'clock is more beneficial than 10:40. We'll finish that up and then refresh so we can see what the prick, return, there it is, 8 o'clock, and we could keep going. We could try that again. It's back to 10:30. But hopefully you guys are picking up what I'm putting down there. Again, this is possible. You know what, did I already stop that one? Yes, I did, okay. You know, this is possible all day. All day you can do this. There's no trick to it. There's no secret. There's no whatever. It just refresh. It takes diligence. It takes patience and diligence and attention. And as long as you have some of that to spare in your day, you're gonna have a pretty good time stacking lightning lanes here at Disneyland. I, however, am done for the day. We have used our lightning lanes. We have accomplished our goal. Came close to getting the fourth one. Came close, but we didn't quite get there. But I do want to thank you guys for watching. And if you have any questions, ask us in the comments below. Look for us on Twitter. You can ask us there if you need some advice. Go to our app, freshbakepresents.com. You can converse with us on that as well. And then if you want to come to Disneyland, use our travel affiliate, GetAwayToday. There's a link in the description. They'll take care of you. Book your tickets to them, book your hotel, or not the hotels, book your reservations, hotel, well, Disneyland hotels, that is. And then they'll take care of you, man. They're great. Really knowledgeable, super friendly people. We love them. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Merry Christmas and Fresh Baked.